I'm gonna need y'all to just work with me on the lighting because it's just not gonna get any better. Hi friends, welcome back to the Hooligan Knitter podcast. As always, I am your host and resident hooligan, Sierra, and I'm coming to you from my craft room / office in Minnesota where there's no natural light. I'm doing my best. I'm sitting in front of a window. I have my laptop and a monitor in front of me with the brightness turned all the way up on a white screen. I put a salt lamp right next to the phone. I had the overhead light on, but I think it made it worse to be backlit because it's not directly over me, it's behind me. So, we're doing our best here. This is a low budget production. So it is what it is. Wow, that's still really hot. Okay, let's talk about knitting. First of all, I am wearing my bookshop cardigan by Hook Mountain Handmade over the top of my Allure cami by Gentry. Guess I could stand up. The bottom hem rolls up so much on this and it irks me. But she's cute. I like her. Yeah, anyway, that's what I'm wearing. Things that I've finished. I have 3 finished objects for y'all. And really only 2 whips that I've put any work into other than the things that I finished. So let's talk about them. We'll talk about socks first. I have finished the socks for my friend Tim. There are 2 of them, I promise. They've not been blocked. They're socks. I told him he can put these in the washer and the dryer because they are Patons, which is, as we all know, the cockroach of sock yarns. But yeah. And I went through the trouble of doing the yarn management so that they would match. Wow. I'm such a good friend. But those are done. I just did my standard toe up. How many stitches did I cast on? 18? Well, 36 because it would be 18 on each needle. Toe up, increase to 68 stitches. Fish lips kiss heel, my favorite. And then some 2x2 rib, and I just bound off in pattern. I don't do any tubular bind off, sewn bind off, Italian, whatever. I just bind off in pattern, and I think it looks nice. It's just giving a line of knit stitches at the top. And it's stretchy. People ask me all the time how I get my just regular knit 2, slip 1 over, knit 1, slip 1 over, etc. How I get that bind off to be so stretchy. And honestly, the answer is I'm a wizard. So if you're not a wizard, unfortunately, I don't think that this would work for you. I'm sorry. But these are done. They are ready to go to Timothy. And I hope he will love them. Oh, the yarn. It is Patons Kroy. The colorway is Turquoise Stripes. And then the contrast that I used for the heel and the cuff is something. More Patons Kroy and the color Gentry Gray. Yeah, Gentry Gray. Here you go, Tim. All right, I finished another pair of socks. Also not for me. These are another pair of vanilla socks. I knit these for my mother-in-law. Yeah, same basic vanilla sock recipe. I did toe up, cast on No, I did these cuff down. I'm lying. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did these cuff down. I just did. I did 1x1 ribbing. Switched it up a little bit. My 1x1 ribbing looks terrible. Don't look at it. 1x1 rib. Worked some stockinette for the leg. Fish lips kiss heel. And knit stockinette forever. And then just a wedge toe. Nothing else really to say about these. Main color yarn, this light blue, is from Joann's, I think. Johanna sent that to me. It's their knit and crochet line. I want to say it's a 75-25 superwash merino nylon mix. I don't remember what the color is. I'm sorry. But the darker blue is Drops Fabel in a blue color. I'm really crushing at this podcasting, huh? But they're done. They are ready to be gifted for probably Christmas. So, yeah. I will block these before I give them to her. I feel like she deserves some nicer looking socks than, I mean, the ones that have been living in my purse for forever. And then, finally, I finished my Ripple Bralette by Jessie Maed, except I kind of turned it into a camisole. And I thought about wearing this today, but then I didn't. That's it. What to say about this? So, I was gifted a skein of this yarn for my birthday in February. And I originally wanted to do some kind of like little neck scarf or like little shawlette because I thought that would be cute, and this yarn is very soft. But then I have so many like scarf shawl things, and I do wear them. I do like them. But it just felt like kind of a cop-out to make another one with this like pretty nice yarn. And I felt like because it was so soft, I wanted it like close to skin. So I decided to knit a Ripple Bralette. And then I just kept going. So it's knit bottom up. You start with the bottom hem. And I would just kept knitting, and I was like, oh, this is like probably long enough that I could like start at the top. But then I realized I would have a weird amount of yarn left if I did that. So I was looking online to see if I could get another skein of this because I really like the feel of it. It's so squishy in this 3x3 rib. I really like the color. Turns out this base is discontinued. So this is it. This is all we got. So I just decided, I am going to play a little bit of yarn chicken and see if I can get a garment, like more than just a bralette, like a camisole out of this 100-gram skein of fingering weight yarn. And I did. I don't know how, but I did. I knit until I knit from here until I had 20 grams of this yarn left, and I'll talk about the yarn in a second. 20 grams left, and then I did a couple of rows of the 1x1 half twisted rib for the back, did my 2 front triangles, and then when it was time for the I-cord straps, at that point I had, I think, 8 grams of yarn left. And I was getting a little nervous. Now, I do have another skein of stock yarn that is a pretty good color match to this one, so if I had to break into that, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But I did it. I didn't have to break into a different skein. I, was able to do the entire thing with just 100 grams. Now she is cropped. She does get to about my belly button, which is like as cropped as I would probably go for me, like my comfort level. But I think with some like high-waisted shorts, she'll be really cute. Or for layering. Yeah. I think she's a really good basic, like, staple piece. And now that I know I can get one for 100 grams, I'm like looking at my sock yarn collection that's like right there and just thinking and pondering and considering and planning. Like this skein, I think this would be a great cami. This is Muse 2320. What base is this? Mockingbird, the 2-ply fingering. This is a one-of-a-kind skein, actually. But it's just this beautiful, like, burgundy tonal. And I think it would be a great cami. Much to consider. Okay. We're not talking about plans. We're talking about this. This yarn, do I have the band? No, I don't. It was Lang yarn. No, not Lang. Lana Grossa. The base was called Comfort, which again doesn't exist anymore. I don't remember the colorway name, but again, it doesn't exist anymore. So, but it's this really nice tonal beige. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having this in my wardrobe. And I love her. I haven't worn her yet, but I love her. Those are my finished objects. 2 socks and a cami / bralette / I don't know. Hydrate. This isn't hydrating, this is coffee. But you should hydrate. I'm just drinking Cafe Bustelo with a little bit of creamer. And it's in this flower mug that my friend Sophie gave me. Thanks, Sophie. Okay, whips. I have really only been working on 2 other things in the past couple weeks because I've finished 3 other things. We'll talk about this one first because this is the one y'all have seen before. I have been putting in work on my husband's annual sweater. I don't remember where I was last time, but which side am I working on? Which side is the front? Who knows? Not me. This is the front. The body is done. The back panel is done, and I am several inches into the front panel. You can kind of see I put in a lifeline there. So we're just cruising away. I have another, I think, 28 rows to do on the front panel before I can start the neckline shaping. But yeah, look at that color work. I'm going to keep showing you my color work because I think it's really impressive. So we're getting there. Yeah, I still have complete faith that I am going to be able to freestyle the sweater. So far, so good. It's probably because I'm putting lifelines in that it'll work out perfectly the first time. If I didn't put any lifelines in, this would be a complete failure. But here we are. Yeah, so hopefully my goal is the next time I record, I want to have the front panel done, and I want to have the shoulders seamed together and maybe the collar. We'll see. We'll see how ambitious I get. But I think it's doable. I mean, I only have 28 more rows to do on the front panel. And then I think I plan for another like 12 rows for neckline shaping. I think it's doable. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, we are cruising along on this sweater. This is going to be done well before our anniversary. He gets the sweaters every year as an anniversary present. Our anniversary is in November. This is going to be done well before then, which is great because then I can focus on Christmas presents for everyone else. Yeah. Cruising along. not a whole lot to say. It's been relatively smooth sailing. I have had to, do some math, but nothing like too crazy. It's more just having to like really pay attention to Gage in his measurements, and kind of comparing it to last year's sweater, which I've kind of just stolen at this point. But I've got faith. I've got faith, y'all, that I'm going to be able to freestyle this sweater. Really, the only part that I took from a different pattern is this colorwork chart that I took from the Kerr sweater by Clow. Yeah, I mean, I just did a number of chart repeats like this way that gave me a circumference that I knew would fit him. And now we're just cruising. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a sweater. My goal is actually to have this done by the end of September. Today is August 17th, so I think that's totally doable. We got this. All right, enough about giant sweater. The other thing that I've been working on is a new cast on. I have decided to cast on a hat for my sister-in-law. We are doing, what are we doing? I pulled up the pattern so I could tell you. The Seronda hat by Belén Fernández. And I am doing this in, what am I doing this in? Fiber Company Lore, which is 100% Kent lamb's wool. And this is the color Gentle, which is a worsted weight base. And obviously the color is not going to show up. Yeah. Pretty close. Anyway, I'm not very far. I've just done the brim. The pattern calls for a really long brim that you can fold up and have it be a double layer. However, I'm playing a little bit of yarn chicken because I have 100 grams of this yarn. And if I was just doing the one hat, that'd be totally fine. I would have plenty of leftovers. But I really want to make my sister-in-law and my niece, her daughter, both hats out of this yarn. Not matching hats, but they're both going to get cabled hats out of the same yarn, so they're kind of like coordinating. So I need to be like kind of mindful of how much yarn I use. So I think we're just going to get the single layer brim. Oh my god, I cannot hold on to anything today. We're just gonna get the single layer brim for this. Because they're cabled hats, they're gonna eat up yarn. But I think it'll be okay. I am knitting this hat on 4.5 millimeter needles. I think that is 7? Is that a US 7? Pretty sure. Don't listen to me. But yeah, I'm doing my sister-in-law's hat first because this is not like a super soft yarn. And I have I worked with Lore before? Maybe. I don't remember. But I want to finish her hat first, wash and block it, and see how soft the yarn gets. Because if it stays like pretty rough, I'm not gonna knit my niece a hat out of it. She's 3. It's just not, like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna give a 3-year-old a itchy wool hat. I'm not gonna be that person. Yeah. So kind of a test to see how I like this yarn. I like the yarn so far. It feels like there's still like spinning oil or a lot of lanolin in it, so it makes my hands nice and soft when I work on this. The Seronda hat is a cabled hat, like I said. The Seronda sweater has been on my list for a while. I think it's so beautiful. I wonder if I can like show you a picture of it. I have to pick up my laptop. We're gonna do it. This is a low budget production, as we are all aware. Hey, that works surprisingly well. So that's what we're doing. Did you like that, my little show and tell? And then the hat that I have picked out for my niece, oh, let's see. It's by Thea Coleman. Is it? Thea Coleman? Is that who it's by? Let's find out together. Yeah, Thea Coleman. It's the Upper West hat. It has like little tiny cables with some garter stitch columns going in between. Guess I could probably just show you the hat. So that is what my niece will be getting. This hat does come in multiple sizes, but I think I'll still take out a chart repeat or two, because again, it's gonna be for a 3-year-old. Anyway, hat, Fiber Company Lore in Gentle, making the Seronda. We'll see if my niece gets a hat in the same yarn. It smells delightful. Those are my things. I've been pretty well behaved. I don't think I've gotten any yarn. That's not true. I do have one acquisition that I forgot to show last time. It's not very exciting, but I had some coupons for Michael's, and I got 2 skeins of this for free. This is just loops and threads, single ply, 100% acrylic, the facet space, worsted weight, but it's in this really fun orange color. Let me get my white screen back. And I thought this could be another fun little camisole tank top thing. I don't know, I just like the colors, and I had a coupon, so. This is color 1, 01. Is there an actual color name? Yes, the color is called Flame. Very fitting. Yeah. Those are my things. As far as plans, this is not going to get cast on for a while. I've got too many other things that I need to work on for the holidays. But speaking of holiday knitting, so Hunter is getting the sweater. I need to cast on a vest for my mother-in-law. 2 hats for my sister-in-law and my niece. I think that's it for gift knitting. I knit my father-in-law a pair of DK weight socks that I've shown in previous episodes. Am I knitting anything else for other people? Hunter's getting a sweater. Chris is getting that pair of socks and a vest. Brian's getting socks. Kayla and Emma are getting hats. Yeah, I think that might be it. But I do need to get that vest on the needles. I just want to finish Hunter's sweater before I do that. And yeah, those are things to come on my channel. What are you guys working on? Have you started gift knitting for the holidays yet? Do you gift knit for the holidays? Am I an insane person for starting mine in August? for too many years, I waited until like November to start knitting for people. And that's bad. That's not good. So we start in like usually July, August around here. And that way I can just do 1 or 2 things a month. And by the time November, December comes around, you know, if any last minute thing comes up and I'm like, oh shit, I need to make something for this person, I've got some time. Yeah. What are you guys up to this weekend? I am going to a quinceañera later today that I'm very excited about. And then Lucy is coming over tomorrow. Luce Makes here on YouTube. I haven't seen her in way too long, and I'm like disgustingly excited to see you, Lucy. I don't know, I'm really looking forward to it. All right, that's all I got for y'all. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know what the holiday knitting situation is looking like for you, because I'm nosy. And I'll be back in a couple weeks. Bye, friends.